friends die. Drinking and driving can kill a friendship.
This is CBS.
A Fort Wayne woman is clinging to life after being stabbed at the Murphy's department store downtown, while in Utah, rescuers are still trying to reach 27 miners trapped by a fire. Details next on News 15 Nightbeat.
Let Target bring price to make you smile.
Happy holidays to you.
This is News 15 Nightbeat with Liz Berry and Ken Owen. Maureen Tighe, Jay Higgins, and the entire News 15 team.
Good evening, I'm Ken Owen. Liz has the night off. A Fort Wayne woman is in critical condition tonight after being stabbed earlier today at the Murphy's department store downtown. Witnesses say a man entered the store late this afternoon, walked up to a cashier, 27-year-old Marjorie Blaw, and began stabbing her in the chest. The suspect then fled from the store and was chased by several passers-by until he was captured a few blocks away. Police identify the suspect as 24-year-old Timothy Allen Rogers of East Wayne Street. He's been charged with attempted murder. Detectives don't know why Rogers stabbed Blaw. They say there was no conversation between the two and have ruled out robbery since no cash was taken. Rescuers in Utah are still trying to reach 27 miners trapped since last night by a coal mine fire. The miners are believed to be in a safety chamber about a half a mile beyond the fire, but there's no telling if the miners are safe. The relatives of those trapped are keeping a vigil outside the mine.
Hoping and praying that this turns out so we can have Christmas and not tragedy.
Officials are worried about oxygen supplies in the mines. They say there's probably enough air to keep the workers alive for a couple of days, but no more than that. Mayor Win Moses and 4 other men are scheduled to appear in court tomorrow to face charges that they violated campaign finance laws. An initial hearing is scheduled for Moses, Public Works Director David Keister, Safety and Claims Director Mike Nediff, former mayoral aide Mark Angel, and former Allen County Sheriff's Deputy Boris Jeremenko. The 5 were indicted by a special grand jury on October 29th. The charges stem from an investigation into the financing of Jeremenko's unsuccessful run for sheriff in 1982. The hearing is set for 9 a.m. tomorrow in Allen Circuit Court. Barbara Irwin says Jesus will be her attorney when she faces charges stemming from the death of her infant son. Irwin, a Warsaw woman, is a member of the Faith Assembly Church. She made her first court appearance today, and News 15's Noreen Lauer was there.
On November 21st, Barbara Irwin's 5.5-week-old son, Joseph, died of pneumonia. His week-long illness went untreated, though doctors say he could.
Carter allegedly bit 3 teachers during the brawl. She's being held on battery charges in the Vanderburgh County Jail. Arms reduction talks between the U.S. and Soviet Union are now a month away. Today, Secretary of State George Shultz gave leaders on Capitol Hill a briefing on the talks. And according to Indiana Senator Richard Lugar, the U.S. has its sights set on reducing the number of nuclear weapons.
Our purpose is to talk about all systems, offensive and defensive. We're interested principally, of course, in trying to reduce nuclear weapons, offensive systems, that would kill people now. The defensive systems will not kill anybody. And as a matter of fact, our defensive initiative is non-nuclear.
The talks between Shultz and Soviet Foreign Minister Andrei Gromyko are set for next month in Geneva. Ted Kennedy says seeing conditions in Ethiopia firsthand are giving him a new perspective. The Democratic senator is on a fact-finding mission in Ethiopia, where millions of people are starving. To date, he visited a refugee camp that's considered one of the best in Ethiopia. It's been operating the longest and receives the best in supplies. But still, there is a shortage of food and shelter, and the situation is getting worse. Kennedy calls the human famine, quoting now, the greatest human tragedy he's ever seen. Coming up, officials prepare for the opening of the Grand Wayne Center here in Fort Wayne, while a new public service announcement shows a fetus smoking a cigarette, and that's causing quite a stir. Stay with us. Speaking of Christmas, it's just around the corner, and what are we talking about tonight but rain? That's what we should be talking about in April or perhaps even September.
Right, but we've just got some rain anyway, and we might have a little bit more than rain before it's all over. Some wet weather is moving into expected tomorrow night. There's about a 40% chance of showers to continue then, the low 33. For Saturday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 37. And for Sunday through Christmas Day, partly cloudy skies expected, chilly temperatures from the teens to the 20s. So at least it's going to feel very much like Christmas with those cooler temperatures coming.
Could we have snow Christmas morning?
It's very unlikely that we will.
I guess that's good news and bad news depending on where you stand. Thank you, Maureen. It is hard to believe, but Christmas is only 5 days away. For many of us, that means reunions with friends and family, but for some of us, there's no way to get home for the holidays. Inmates at the Allen County Jail fit that latter category, and Rick Dawson looks at how they plan to spend their Christmas. I don't believe those were the inmates at the Allen County Jail. We'll have that story for you in a bit. Tom Williams will have all the sports when News 15 Nightbeat continues.
I'm Bill Curtis. Tomorrow, the Vatican intervenes in an abortion controversy and some special spots to spend the holidays. Wake up to what's happening on the CBS Morning News.
It is the Christmas season, the time to forgive. If you don't at first succeed, try again. We try again with Christmas at the Allen County Jail and Rick Dawson.
Spending Christmas Day in the Allen County Jail won't be as nice as a family get-together, of course, but jail officials hope to make it as comfortable as
5, so the center will be a busy place. If you're like the average American, your paycheck got a little bit fatter last month. The Labor Department reports the gross weekly earnings of U.S. workers rose 0.8% in November, and the report indicates Americans are making more money and working longer hours. White House officials are smiling about the latest report on inflation. The Labor Department reports consumer prices rose just 0.2% last month, showing prices for this year rising at an annual rate of 4.1%. A drop in prices for eggs, fish, and poultry helped keep the November inflation rate down. The price of a car also declined. The November figure represents the smallest increase in consumer prices in 5 months. And it appears the cost of borrowing could be going down soon. Today, major banks across the nation lowered their prime lending rate to 10.75%. That's the lowest the prime has been since August of 1983. Locally, Summit Bank and Fort Wayne National Bank followed suit. They lowered their prime rate. Banks use the prime rate to figure interest charges on short-term business loans. A new public service announcement from the American Cancer Society is causing a bit of controversy. 2 networks have banned the spot, which shows a fetus smoking a cigarette. But proponents say the message brings an important point home. Linda Schacht has the story.
Would you give a cigarette to your unborn child? You do. Every time you smoke while you're pregnant.
That is the ad conceived.
We'll see. I'm Jerry Green for CBS News.
And that's sports, Ken. All righty. Thank you, Tom. And that's our report for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Meet Granny Gumshoe, a 73-year-old private eye, tomorrow afternoon at 4 on Our Magazine. Now, stay tuned for Newhart next on the CBS Late Movie here on Channel 15.
You know, Dairy Queen is...